that being said, our first guest is Ms. Michelle Nelson with our military kids. They have a grant available that supports our little ones as they serve too. Ms. Michelle, welcome.
Thank you very much. Brian has the PowerPoint, great. So our Military Kids is a nonprofit. We were initially started in 2005, so we've been around for about 15 years, providing grants initially just in the Virginia area when we first started out with seed money from local corporations, some private donors. The idea being to help children by providing them with enrichment activities while their National Guard or Reserve parent was deployed overseas. Now, the program has grown through the years. We also provide grants to children of severely injured, combat injured veterans and service members, as well as currently deployed National Guard and Reserve. For our severely injured program, it's for active component or reserve component, severely injured service members and veterans. So the idea being families can apply to our program with a very, very short application. I don't have one in front of me, I'm sorry. A very simple grant application, basically stating who the child is, their birth date, their address, what activity they would like us to provide a grant for. So they get to pick an activity in their own geographic area, which is unique because we're not asking them to go to a place, where we are. We're saying you go forth in your community, find something that your child would like to participate in, whether that be a sports program, a fine arts program, a camp, some tutoring help, driver's training, just about anything short of daycare or academic tuition. We cover all those extracurriculars, and they simply provide us with documentation like a brochure or registration form, and then of course a copy of deployment orders for the service member, whether they're stateside. Right now, we expanded for the first time ever to allow for COVID-19 missions and Southwest border missions. Prior to this, we've always been for overseas OCONUS deployments only. So during this time, from now until Veterans Day, we are also providing grants for those stateside missions. Again, the grants are up to $300 per child to cover an activity of their choice. So it's really a wonderful opportunity for both service members and their children to connect in a way to say, hey, what does Jimmy or Susie want to do while mom or dad is deployed? You find something you want to do, and the family can pick the organization, apply, send the documents. We cut the check to the organization of their choice. And, we turn it around in about a 2-week time period. And the kids get this adorable little top secret folder. And inside it is a letter thanking them for their sacrifices while mom or dad are deployed or recovering from severe injuries. And there's a cute little certificate. There's a wristband that the kids get, a darling little set of dog tags saying, I love my military parent, and a little patch. So the idea being, we're recognizing the sacrifices of children during the period that their parent is recovering or deployed. And it really makes them feel good. It makes the service member or veteran feel great to know that because of their service, this child got this extra opportunity. So it's a morale builder for service members and for families dealing with a deployment, dealing with, a new normal. But it's really a feel-good activity that's really that easy to access. A simple application, add orders, add a form of ID for the child, a brochure for the activity showing the cost. We cut the check, we turn it around, we mail this adorable little packet. And in the end, the kids get to do a meaningful activity rather than just have a little something that ends up in the bottom of the closet. They get to do something practical, an activity that will inspire them. They usually bring that excitement back to this deployed parent on the phone. So deployed parent calls home, says, how are you doing? Child is sharing with that deployed parent the new activity they're doing, whether it's a camp or, karate lessons or dance lessons, whatever it is that inspires the child. So that is really the program in a nutshell. I welcome any questions.
Thank you, Ms. Nelson. That was great. And I really enjoyed the services that your organization provides. I think that's a great and unique service filter. We don't have any questions right now. If anyone has any questions, please put them in the chat. I also shared your website and your contact information just in case
Thank
anyone
you.
has follow-up questions. So
Sure.
we have one question. Does length of deployment matter?
So yes, the minimum deployment period is 120 days.
Okay.
For the COVID missions, that can be an aggregated number of days. So if, say, for COVID missions, many of them deployed initially with a short number of days on their orders and then were extended many times. As long as it's 120 aggregated days. For overseas deployments, 120 days. So they present us with orders. Typically, it's Army, Navy, Reserve, Army, Guard. Those are usually well over 120 days.
Okay, hold on. Can you guys please remain muted here? I just muted the person. Sorry about that.
That's okay.
Okay. All right. And are you guys helping with virtual activities at the moment?
We are. That's another new addition starting in March when everything shut down. So families can apply for a virtual activity. The format for that, because typically we cut the check payable to the organization. For virtual activities, families have to pay online. We don't make online payments. What we do is ask for an invoice showing that they already paid for the activity, but the activity can't already be completed. So say they want to sign up for a virtual science camp or something like that. They usually have to pay up front. Family would provide us with the brochure about the camp and what it costs, and then their statement showing that they paid for it. We will then reimburse the family.
Okay, great. And I know you said you do not assist with like educational cost. Would that mean that tutoring is not included?
No, tutoring is extra. So that's an extracurricular activity. So we would definitely cover academic tutoring. That would need to be with either a licensed instructor or somebody certified or somebody at least with a college degree in teaching. So we want to make sure we're not just making checks out to Aunt Susie or Mom, but definitely as long as the instructor is a certified teacher, or at least has a degree in teaching education, along with their cost information, then we're okay.
Okay, perfect. Well, that's all the questions we have for you today. Thank you for coming out and participating.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Nelson. Next, we'll be hearing from Ms. Shawn Moore. She is not only the Executive Director for Caregivers on the Home Front, but she is a friend of mine. I was one of the lucky